we didn't know how long we were going to stay, and we just kind of fell in love with the community. We fell in love with the sense of calm and peace and the beauty of nature, but then also the people. We found a lot of like-minded people, and it just felt really good to be here.
It's been so nice to walk down the street and wave to people, and it's impossible to go anywhere without seeing someone you know.
I just love the nature up here. I love the waterfalls. I love being able to take a boat out on Twin Lakes. I love the mountains. The most beautiful seasons you've ever experienced are up here.
I'm not like a hustle bustle kind of guy, so this area really fits my needs.
I love the culture of this place, the way that I've found so many incredible people who also live here because they love the land and also appreciate connecting in community.
I think the diversity of age, diversity of ethnicity, all those things, the vital elements, those are the kind of things that made this country great. So the community, in a sense, is a microcosm of the country. The more diverse it is, the more vibrant it is, the more exciting it is, the more it has to offer people.
I'm not in a position right now where I can buy a house, maybe eventually, just certainly not right now. It's all way, way out of my price range. And in order for me to be able to stay here and continue being involved in the community, taking advantage of this wonderful place, I need affordable housing, I do.
I'm concerned about what the future holds, and will I be able to find a permanent solution at an affordable rate?
We are your lower income, affordable housing family that wants to be your neighbors. And we're already here and you barely even noticed.
My name is Carla. I grew up in Falls Village, and I now live in Torrington. When I first moved back here to Falls Village, I became the assistant town clerk. I was going to become the town clerk of Falls Village. And I had to step away from that opportunity because I knew my housing was kind of a difficult situation. My mom is going to sell the house that I grew up in. So I looked around for affordable housing, and I mean, I was on all the wait lists.
I'm aware of the fact that for a multitude of reasons, lots of people my age are leaving this area. And I was actually about to do that myself. I wanted to move out of my parents' house, and I still do want to move out of my parents' house. I'm not able to do that yet. But I actually got a job in town at Hamilton Book. It's a really good job for me. I don't want to lose it, and I need to be located pretty close to the job to, to be able to commute effectively.
I'm a mother of 3 children. I'm divorced, living off of 1 income. I do the best I can. Unfortunately, a few years ago, we had to move in with my parents because I could not find affordable housing for myself and children.
So I've been very fortunate to have lived in Falls Village all my life. And I don't really think I need to go that much into how special of a place it is. It's such a small community. Everybody's so caring here, and I was able to take advantage of going to the local school system. I went to Kellogg.
My son wants to continue at Kellogg, so I am going back and forth. It's a half-an-hour drive each way. So that's 2 hours of driving a day just to make sure that my son is at Kellogg where he's comfortable.
So as of now, we've been in Falls Village for just a little over 2 years, and we've really enjoyed our time. Unfortunately, we think that that time might be coming to an end. We would love to find a way to stay in the community and to set down roots. But as we're going into this new housing situation for us, it makes it really difficult to make any firm decisions about what, we need to be signing him up for a daycare now.
There's like this whole age gap that's missing between 20 and 40. And I mean, those are people that are going to bring in businesses, those are people that are going to bring in fresh ideas, families with kids.
I've retired. I work here at LeBon's a few days a week because I need to afford to live here. A lot of the people who work with me at LeBon's have to travel quite some distance to find something if they're not still at home with their parents. Right now, I'm in an affordable situation, but it wasn't easy to find. A year and a half ago, I had to find something. I was barely affording what I had, and then couldn't find anything. And this came up pretty accidentally.
Having had the kind of education that I had, graduating from the Hotchkiss School, going on to Yale, and all the money that I made throughout my life, I never really expected to be in a situation where I would need affordable housing. But that's the way life goes sometimes, 3 divorces later, where I gave everything away, having put 3 girls through college, I'm in a situation where I can't find a permanent situation of affordable housing that I can afford, not because my income is low, but because my income is fixed. Because at some point my income will be fixed. It'll just be my Social Security check and nothing else.
My name is Kevin O'Connell. I'm the CEO for Gear Village Senior Community here in North Canaan. Gear provides care at all levels, including housekeeping, dietary, maintenance. We need CNAs, nurses, therapists, all positions ranging between $16 an hour and $25, $30 an hour.
My name is Christina McCullough, and I am currently the president at Sharon Hospital. I have been a registered nurse for about 20 years now, and much of my career has been spent in the hospital setting. We live in a very rural community, and we are blessed to have much of our staff live locally, but we also have quite a high number of staff that have to travel, sometimes an hour or more to work. There aren't a lot of rental properties or affordable housing opportunities for our staff in our local community. And with changes in the economy, such as rising gas prices, this becomes even more challenging for us to recruit and be able to retain staff here at our local community hospital.
So we will recruit people from as far away as Waterbury, from Simsbury. Even if we structure the shifts such, we can get them from as far away as Bridgeport, New Haven. We have to sometimes put shifts back to back. We have to put people up, allow them to sleep in an apartment overnight. But that's how far we're recruiting from in order to meet the demand.
So housing affects healthcare in a couple of different ways. When we as healthcare professionals view healthcare through the lens of a healthcare provider, we're looking at the patient or our employers as a whole. And when we're looking at our patients, and we not only look at their physical and mental well-being, we also have to consider those social determinants of health, housing being one of them. As we plan either proactively to prevent disease and illness or plan to treat disease and illness, we need to consider the social determinants of health, because accessing food, medications, having a safe place to live is just as important as having that plan to heal or to prevent disease.
My name is Ian Streever, and I'm the principal at Houstonic Valley Regional High School. Houstonic Valley is the high school for all the students in Region 1, and Region 1 extends from Kent in the south to North Canaan and the Massachusetts border at the north end. We have approximately 318 students at the moment who are attending Houstonic, and in addition to those students, we have students who come across the border from Massachusetts and from just over the border in Millerton and Amenia in New York as tuition students for our agri-science program. But it has become harder and harder for students and their families to remain in the area as the cost of housing goes up. It becomes difficult to offer some programs with so few students, and so some of the programs that depend on a certain amount of enrollment to be successful, we're not able to offer. And we do our best to offer a comprehensive curriculum, but when we are faced with very low enrollment in some of our courses, that becomes a challenge. Most of our young teachers are located in Goshen, are located in Torrington, or even as far away as Avon, and that can mean up to an hour or more than that of commuting time for them to get here. And with gas prices on the rise, that obviously is a concern. We really have many, many reasons for wanting to keep our staff in the area as much as possible. The expense of the housing stock in the area is making that really difficult. There are very few places that we can recommend to young teachers that would be affordable to them, and so consequently very few have been able to stay in the immediate area.
I'm Sam DiGiacomo. I work in provisions. I'm the manager. It's tough for a lot of people working in this industry, like in the restaurant industry. I think part of the reason we see this kind of staffing problem in the restaurant industry around here right now is because no one can make that commute and no one can afford housing around here.
I'm Jana Siller. I'm the farm director at Adama in Falls Village. Adama Farm is a community farm. We do a lot of education here on the farm. We host a fellowship program, a residential program for individuals who come from all over the country to experience life on the land. We have a vegetable CSA program, so about 80 families in the northwest corner pick up vegetables from the farm. The lack of affordable housing affects farming in this area really profoundly. Our farm, Adama, we are lucky to have access to housing for our employees at the retreat center where we're located. And I think that's probably a primary reason why we are here and are viable as a farm. Because in order to have goods and services and community that we want in this area, we need places for people who are providing those to live. Having local food is really a cornerstone of a community. Food security depends on us having, viable farms that are producing food that we can eat right here and not having to depend on larger networks all the time of food production.
Farmland is scarce in these parts, and affordable farmland is even more scarce. The more high-density housing we have, I believe, allows for less land to be developed, more land to be open for farming and just for ecosystem health in general. I would rather see people use disturbed spaces to build housing developments and make those higher density housing than to have that low density housing where you're having one family on 5 to 10 acres. The more of that you have, the more low density, the more ecosystem harm you have.
My name is Sean Gio. I'm Senior Policy Advisor at Partnership for Strong Communities. We're a statewide nonprofit organization working to expand housing opportunities in Connecticut. I work on research and policy development to expand housing in communities across the state and to understand housing markets across the state. Ideally, a household should spend no more than 30% of their income on housing costs, which includes mortgage or rent and their utilities. In Connecticut, over half of renters and about a quarter of homeowners spend more than that.
My name's Lee Franson, and I live in Salisbury, Connecticut. So I currently live in Salem Village, and I live in one of the newer units. This is Salem Village 2, and it's just a complex for affordable housing. I love it because it makes it so I can afford my housing, and I can also afford to give my daughter what she needs. My daughter in college, I can help her. Right here in Salem Village, I have a lot of single moms, single dads, and it is really hard to pay rent being a single parent. So it's just made it more affordable for single moms in this area, or single dads, or retired people to be able to afford to live here and to afford groceries and your basic needs. And I'm able to do that.
I hear now regularly, I get emails from people who have lived in this community for generations and who want to stay but are suddenly priced out of the district. And these are the people we want to keep here. These are our volunteer firefighters. These are our teachers. These are the people who work in our local restaurants. They are the people who take care of you when you go into the hospital. They are the volunteer firefighters and ambulance drivers that really are the lifeblood of our community.
Affordable housing is really the long-term answer. I will not be able to afford to pay people to commute here forever. We have to start now and plan for the future. And it starts with housing.
South Common, where we are right now, are 24 units, opened for residency in 2003, and serves a mixed income community of people at 25% of median level, up to 60% of median level of area income. We conceived it as being a mixed age community as well, which it certainly has been, with young people making older people feel happy, and older people making younger people feeling happy, living together here at South Common.
My name is Justin Potter. I'm the president of Kent Affordable Housing. I grew up on a dairy farm over in Washington, and now I'm a resident of Kent. I want to live in a community, where that's affordable to people in all stages of life and from all walks of life. And affordable housing helps make that happen. That's not going to happen on its own. It's going to take real sort of deliberate effort to make it happen. To qualify to live in affordable housing, there's a 9-page application, and the application includes credit checks and background checks. So all residents are very carefully vetted.
Hi, I'm Kate Briggs Johnson. I'm a local architect, as well as the president of the Foundation for Norfolk Living. So we're standing behind the Town Center Rentals, which is a collection of 12 apartments on 2 different sites, 6 on one and 6 on the other. And this was a renovation of a total of 5 buildings into the 12 apartments. Everybody here that works, and not everybody works, some are retired, but everybody here that works is working in the local economy and supporting the schools, supporting the local grocery stores or convenience stores.
We all recognize that we have a severe housing crisis and a housing shortage. And the affordable housing is something that we can actually sort of tangibly do to address the housing crisis. It's not going to fix all of our problems, but it is something that is very, very meaningful. Kent Affordable Housing has built 37 homes for families who otherwise wouldn't be able to live in Kent, and it's a wonderful thing.
If I look at my own experience, I'm convinced that if a community like this, and I'm talking about the tri-state area here and specifically the northwest corner, if we don't really exert ourselves to provide affordable housing for all sorts of people, I think we're bound to stagnate. All of us have something to contribute, and all of us can contribute something of value. But if we can't find a place to live, then we have no option but to move out.
It's just not going to happen for me. I'm going to have to move somewhere and live somewhere other than Falls Village, for the time being at least, hopefully not forever. And frankly, it strikes me as very unfair.
I think we're in a particularly unique moment to take advantage of this and to actually put in place some moderately priced housing, workforce housing, affordable housing, all range of housing, to get these young families to come to the area and to stay here and to be able to make a life for themselves.
In my mind, affordable housing is workforce housing. I cannot staff our buildings and provide the care our patients need without skilled folks that want to live in this area. It's as simple as that.
Local officials have told me many times that they've had opposition that filled their school auditoriums to fight a development, and then a few years later, it's largely forgotten, and it's just recognized as another nice building in their community.
I have such a strong desire to remain here, and I know I'm not the only one. I know so many people, so many of my peers, if the option had even been there, they'd love to stay here. And it's a shame that we have these children in these communities, in this community, who go to Kellogg, who experience the really wonderful aspects of living here, and then as soon as they get old enough, they're pushed right out because they can't afford it. I can't afford it.
I've seen firsthand some of these comments coming from people, and they're really, really hurtful, especially to a single mom that is trying her absolute best under the circumstances. And it's very sad because it just takes one life event to send a person into needing affordable housing. Any of us. It could happen to any of us at any time.
I think people are really worried about a changing demographic. And what we're doing is trying to provide a place for people here to live so they can stay here.
We are your people that come clean your house, people that work at the grocery store, people that work at the White Hart down the street. We're not even bringing people into our area. I think we're providing housing for people that already want to be here.
I think our resistance to affordable housing is not typical of the experience of this country, which is the tolerance and the acceptance and the welcoming of everybody else. I mean, I'm a beneficiary of that. The country welcomed me as a young man, educated me.
Change is hard. I get the pushback. Change is hard, but sometimes it can be really good.